Kyoto has always been known for its culture and heritage, but the new persistent problem of plastic waste pollution that has stayed hidden from plain sight threatens to disrupt old ways of living and sustainable tourism, which Kyoto relies on. What lies ahead for the future of Kyoto, and how do we solve a problem that can't necessarily be seen? Kyo, which also translates to today, merged with updated eco-friendly practices, has the power to change and connect Kyoto. We introduce to you KyoEco. So before we begin, I would like to give a brief rundown of the topics we'll be going through. Why Japan, why Kyoto, Kyoto city expenses, stakeholder needs, potential challenges and risks, desired impact, eco-branding, creating partnerships, and why us. So out of all the countries we're from, why Japan, and specifically, why Kyoto? Number one, well, unlike the Philippines, Indonesia, or Thailand, where solid waste is a stark and blatant issue, Japan actually has an existing plastic waste problem that even most residents are not aware of. But more than the carbon footprint and actual waste being produced, the financial burden caused by this has been taking a toll on the city. Two, the Japanese central government plans to implement the new anti-plastic law in Kyoto by April 2022, which puts small businesses at risk for being fined. Three, Kyoto is a world-renowned heritage city since the 1997 Kyoto Protocol, but preservation of historical culture must be backed by stronger sustainability efforts, especially after COVID-19 reopening. By ensuring practices are in place as tourists start flocking in, we'll be working as a support for We Do Kyoto, an already existing campaign which aims for that. And finally, with two excellent officers based in Kyoto, we don't have just eyes and legs in the current space, but we'll also have the nuances and insights that can make or break how a culture digests a campaign. Next, Kyoto spends a whopping 224 billion yen on waste disposal alone. Now, for a city that's slowly going bankrupt because of its reliance on tourism for income, every yen saved is big support. So next, please. We've listed 6 key stakeholders' needs. 1, local government needs support to implement the law and save money. 2, temples and cultural heritage sites need eco-friendly tourism practices for conservation. 3, garbage collection trucks need less routes to help the city save money. 4, businesses need guidance to help keep them running, especially as the new anti-plastic law has large fines. And unfortunately, 6 out of 6 businesses interviewed are not even aware that a new policy will be implemented 6 months from now. 5, recycling and the use of recycled goods have to be maximized in order to reduce incineration. And 6, tourists need to reduce environmental impact when traveling within Kyoto. But of course, these go hand in hand with challenges and risks that have to be addressed as well. Next, please. So, number 1, the local government, as it goes into debt, may not be able to fund the project, which means we'll have to find a sponsor to create a business proposal to support us. 2, temples and cultural heritage sites may need to adjust and use plastic alternatives, especially during events and festivals. 3, garbage collection trucks have to create new schedules and collection routes. 4, businesses need to be able to ensure that they maintain a high-level standard of quality even after the influx of tourists. 5, recycling capacity will have to keep up with the demands if we aim for less incineration. And 6, the overflow of tourists could possibly overwhelm project communication if things are not set in place by the time Kyoto reopens. Next. So, how do we help? The objective is to provide, number 1, eco-branding, which aims to give Kyoto recognition as the most eco-friendly city, a goal to bring back traditional Kyoto without unsightly and excessive plastic packaging, and most importantly, a trend and shift in mindset that will cause residents and tourists to be more active towards social responsibility with a positive outlook on how making greener choices, no matter how little, make a difference. 2, cost saving for small businesses and the Kyoto city government through reduced waste collection. And 3, partnerships by connecting businesses with local recycled goods suppliers, which also aims to keep the income circulating within Kyoto city businesses. And according to interviews we've conducted over the past few days, 6 out of 6 businesses showed interest in availing of all 3 services. Thank you. Next. All right, we want to institutionalize a certification system in a body that recognizes a business or a restaurant's green impact or reduced waste, which also shows them the benefits, both economical and environmental, of joining the KyoEco program. Through auditing and certification, which is lobbying for the system in committee, we propose to create a ranking system based on a holistic view of the city's current plastic taxing scheme. Number of kilos of plastic purchased and thrown out by businesses, kilos of plastic reduced, or kilos of recycled goods purchased as an alternative by distilling it into a grade and badge. We must provide the credibility and competence behind the certification, which will run. And through eco-branding, we'll be drafting a comms campaign awareness to work as a support for existing programs such as We Do Kyoto by providing informative efforts to promote what the badge stands for, why consumers should support, and eventually demand it from businesses they choose. The end goal is to aspire for our certification, the way consumers and businesses aspire for Michelin star ratings. This will be based off an honesty system, and as most self-reporting goes, surprise audits will be necessary to check accuracy, consistency, and discrepancies in the reports. Next, please. So did you know that there are hundreds of companies within Kyoto that locally produce and sell recycled goods? No? Well, neither did we before this, and certainly not the businesses, because according to our interviews, common practice is to purchase single-use plastic items from wholesalers due to convenience and lack of knowledge on where to buy greener alternatives. So by connecting companies and businesses such as Sun Plastic Corporation, which sell recycled plastic goods, businesses get to save money, income circulates within Kyoto City, carbon footprint is reduced by keeping everything local, and money can be saved by reducing the amount of waste that goes into incineration. Next. So why us? We believe that we can bring international environmental trends to Kyoto, and partnerships with Indonesia, the Philippines, Fiji, and Thailand are also an added benefit when it comes to tourism, which Kyoto City relies heavily upon. Finally, our team boasts a multiculturally diverse mix of experts who specialize in different approaches in tackling different kinds of problems. We get to use international know-hows to provide a seamless integration into a Japanese context. And by creating a model, it makes it easier to be replicated and adjusted for other cities and countries through simple modification. KyoEco is only the beginning of today, because tomorrow and all tomorrows after that, we aim to move forward. Thank you.